the topic of vaping has come up. We've talked about it here on our show, especially vaping among young people. And it almost seems like the divide is education and knowing exactly what it does. There are a lot of myths out there, including it doesn't have the harmful effects of smoking. It's not as damaging. It's a safer alternative. And from one of the great schools down in Vermilion Parish, Ms. Dartez is here with some students. Thanks for waking up early this morning. We appreciate that. It's a long drive.
It is kind of a long drive, huh? It wasn't bad?
Not too bad.
It wasn't too bad? All right. So this is Mrs. Lauren Dartez, and the young people that are with her are part of her class at North Vermilion Middle. Okay.
Say hi, guys.
Hi. Oh, yeah.
We got a full house in here.
Okay. Y'all sound awake, so if one of y'all wants to do the show after this, let us know.
We'll leave.
We'll go take
get
a
breakfast.
nap. Yeah. Well, first we'll take a nap, then we'll get some breakfast. Yeah. All right. So, Mrs. Dartez, tell us a little bit about this particular class and how did all of this get started, this process?
This is actually a project-based learning class. So they are allowed to, it's a student-led class, they're allowed to choose what they want to learn about, what they want to do. They choose problems, and they decide the action they want to take to fix it. Wow. Well, we didn't realize that vaping was a problem. We had no idea. I think that it was the common belief. It was just one day I walked in and I had heard that some high school students were doing it, and I was like, what the heck is that?
Right.
I didn't even know anything about it. And I asked them, hey, guys, have y'all heard of anyone around the school vaping? Like, is that an issue? And they were like, oh, yeah, some people do it, but it's not a big deal.
In middle school, too?
Yes.
I'm looking at these kids in here, and I'll be honest, when they started to walk in, I knew you guys were coming this morning. I expected kids much older than this. It's shocking that
they're 11,
even
12,
in this age.
13.
And you guys know people who are your age who have tried this? Yeah? Introduce yourself. Good morning. What's your name?
My name is Braden
Hey, Braden.
Johnson, and there's about 60% of our school was seen vaping after we did a survey at our school.
Wow. And that it's more and more people that you're hearing about doing it too?
Yeah, it's like people kind of think that it's cool, but it's not really because it's so much damage that it does to you and stuff.
Yeah. So what is the difference? If you want to introduce yourself, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Bailey Knowles, and the difference between vaping and smoking is we thought that smoking was actually worse than vape, but our research proves that vaping is actually much, much worse than smoking is.
And it's the nicotine level. Is that really what we're talking about?
Part of it, or yeah, come on in.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Sydney Richard, and yes, it is the nicotine levels, because in a cigarette, they do contain more nicotine, but when you're smoking the e-cigarette, you're constantly taking in the nicotine. The cigarette's burning it off, so you're not consuming all of it.
Okay.
Wow.
So that means a lot. So in this project-based learning, which I think is awesome, because let's just face it, a lot of times what is in a textbook that someone has decided is not the real problem that you're actually dealing with.
That's right.
So what have you seen? I mean, if we could stop these 11 and 12-year-olds to know what the danger is and the harm that it could cause, is that really the overall message of this?
Yes. And I realize a lot of, I think their research showed that there was 32% of our student body said that they believe that vaping is safe for everyone.
Wow.
That's what because these students themselves conducted their own survey at school.
And their own survey.
So I don't think that a whole lot of our school is doing it, but we know that it's a problem at the high school. That is a huge problem.
Yeah.
Where I think at least 50% of the student bodies, what they found were vaping or had already tried it. So if they can get the education, that's the problem. There's no education on this. Mm-hmm. And as a teacher, as a parent, I had a student put a pod in my hand. And this was after our research was done, and I had no clue what I was looking at.
Really? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no education on it. These kids don't know how dangerous it is. They don't understand how much nicotine is in it that you're consuming, even more so than a cigarette. And as parents and teachers, we don't know what to look for. It's so easily hidden. The education
Wait till you hear this.
That's the problem.
Okay, so is one of the students going to share with us how stuff is hidden? Come on, share. No, don't be shy.
Hello, my name is Cohen Landry, and at North Vermilion Middle School, we've researched many ways that they can hide the jewel, and some ways is they would take out the inside of a Sharpie marker and you can fit it inside of the Sharpie marker, and then you can hide it in the sleeve of your jacket.
Okay.
And some of us have IDs that you can hide it in the back of it.
In the back of the ID. I would never have thought about that either.
And they wear these coats, and they're able to puff the smoke into their coat, and so they could be doing it in class, and you'd never know.
And you would never know it. Now think about
that. That's what I was thinking, because obviously, if a parent is detecting smoking, you're going to smell it. You're going to smell it in the car, smell it on their clothes and everything else. This has no smell at all. Correct?
And if you do smell it, you might be smelling what you think is candy or gum.
Oh, yeah, because they have all those flavored
the
smells
different flavors
and whatnot.
About 59% of students have seen Juul being used on campus. So if it's easily hidden, then there could be a lot more actually doing it.
Oh, I guess that's true. So, okay, let me ask you, among this group of students here, you spent time on this, you researched this, this was the topic that you picked. Were you guys surprised by the information that you found? Come on in and tell us what you think.
Hello, I'm Ian Schexneider, and yes, we were surprised because most of us thought that they were safer than smoking, but after our research, we found it was much more dangerous.
Much more dangerous. So originally you thought, hey, this is okay.
All right, I'm not going to put anyone on the spot and ask if they've actually done it, but would any of you guys, after your research, even consider it? No? That's what I like to hear. That's a job well done.
That's huge. I mean, that's a massive impact. And they're going to spread this message with their brothers and sisters, their friends. I'm interested, did anybody share this information with their parents? Yeah? Yeah?
Well,
no?
Like, my mom knows what we're doing, but I haven't, shared as much as I know because, I just haven't gotten around to doing
it. Yeah. And this young man right here, has it changed what you really thought? I mean, did you think, this is okay?
No. Well, from the beginning, I thought, it's just a minor problem. Not a lot of people are doing it. But after we really looked into it, we found that a lot, and it's a major problem that people are vaping here and there, and especially in the high schools. There's a lot of people doing it, and I've seen people on the bus, they would vape, and I would look at them, and they would look at me and be, don't tell on me.
Yeah.
It's just scary how many people are doing it.
I would imagine so. And the news story that we had several weeks ago talked about that the school board is making sure that they crack down on vaping, and it is going to be trouble for young people who are doing this. Did you see this as well?
Yes, ma'am. We were going onto the school website, actually. We were going onto the school website, and there's a notice that pops up saying, there's a new vaping law. We've changed our rules about it, and now you get more punishment if you get caught with one. And the second time you get caught with it, you get that punishment on top of a possible expulsion. You get recommended for it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're really taking this seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So I was just going to ask, so what happens now, y'all, at this point? Obviously, you will share with your friends and your siblings and your parents, but is there a final report that they're going to write up, or any other place they plan to share this information?
Well, we are currently in the making of a website. Okay. We have several different students here making websites, and we're going to choose one website to which is the most informational and best. And we're going to post that one so everybody can see the research that we found.
Wow.
Well, be sure to share it with us because we'd love to post it whenever it's done. Yes. Guys, thanks so much. Mr. Artez, North Vermilion Middle School. Some great things happening there. And this,
they came
talk about hands-on. Yeah, I was about to say, I would have never thought you could hide it in a Sharpie and that sort of thing. In my mind, it was always just so obvious because it seems like there was always I call it smoke, but it's not smoke. But there's so much vapor
or whatever.
What do you call that?
Yeah, what do y'all call that?
We usually just call it smoke.
Oh, smoke. Yeah. That's good. Well, good. We'll share that website with us, guys. Great work. Great work to you as well. Great things going on down in Vermilion Parish. And hopefully, gosh, if you could keep one person away from them, I think that's a win. Thanks for coming in, guys. Getting up early this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, you're
good
welcome.
to meet you.